What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classic Climb Blog. We got crazy wild hair today. We've been walking and hiking and all this other craziness in our neighborhood. But here's the deal. I love Barack Obama and Donald Trump. Voted for one, not both. I ain't gonna lie to you. I voted for Libertarian the last election. But here's the thing. Why do I love it? Because it is a prime example of the power and magic that is America. What does that mean? For some people, they go, "Oh man, it's so harsh. It's so harsh having Trump, right?" And then some people were crying. Literally, I listened to Michael Savage, and some people go, "I've lost my America," when Barack Obama was in office. And here's why this is so ridiculous. You could have put Mitt Romney or Barack Obama in office, and it'd have been the same results. Let's just be really honest. Barack Obama scared a segment of America. Why? Why do you say? Because they had been left behind in their mind. They're in their towns. They're in their town and they're like, what happened? What happened? Who is this Barack Obama? Who is this guy? Right? And Barack Obama is like a lot of America. He's a part of America. That's this browning of America, this highly educated part of America. And they exist in our country too. And that's the future. If you read the book Upside, that's the demographic future. I live in Austin, Texas, and many people say, "Oh God, Austin's just so white, Erica. How do you live there?" 60% of every single child in all the school systems, whether you're in Cedar Park, Cal, Buda, North, South, Austin, Georgetown, are minorities. They're either Hispanic, they're Black, Asian, or some part of something. And so when people sit here and go, "Oh, these towns are so white, that's crazy." We can still have America and it be very brown, because you're going to see a bunch more of Barack Obamas. You're going to see a lot of kids who went to Ivy League and they have this great wife and they have this great life. And there's going to be guys and girls in suburbia in some of these small towns and other parts of America who are like, what the crap? What's going on? Because that's not their America. That's not what they see every day. I've shared you articles on here where families in Georgia, a bunch of Asians and Indians moved in to take the tech jobs, the companies that moved to Marietta, Georgia. And it's like over 1,000 companies moved in. And people started moving their children away. And they go, "Why are you doing that?" "Oh, because this isn't real America. I want my children to live in real America." And the funny part is, that is real America. That's as real as it's gonna damn get. The real, real, real. And so another crazy part of this is the reason I love Donald Trump is because it woke people up. That at the end of the day, the magic, the power, the studying, the everything, all the hours and work they put into Barack Obama being Barack Obama. And there's going to be a ton more like him. Donald Trump is that old guard. He's that old guard. That's what people voted for. Like, hey, well, maybe we should go back to the 80s or back to the feel-good 90s because something's wrong here, you guys. Like, we should go back. And that's why I laugh, because I go, there's no going back in our economy. And when people say, "Erica, you love Donald Trump," the funny thing I laugh about is not that I love him for who he is, because he's not a great person. He's kind of crass, all that kind of stuff. I love it because it's awakened America. All these Americans like, "Ooh, Barack Obama, the future. I'm so happy there's a brown face in a high place," kind of mentality with no money is over. That's over. And now you feel that. Now you see, when you see Donald Trump and you see that White House turn back the way it looked before, at the end of the day, economic power is power. Not spending power, not protesting powers. Money, assets is power. What are we seeing right now in our economy? We see so many people who are not even listening to what I'm saying. You're just ready to comment to say you don't like Donald Trump. And I love it. I love it. I love it, because that shows me immediately you're not even listening. You're not even listening. You just want to comment on here and tell me how much you don't like Donald Trump. And I get that. You don't have to like the man personally. What I'm trying to tell you in this video is the reason I like him is because many of you who have money, you've been living good, you live in Atlanta, you live in New Jersey, you live wherever in America. Now you're like, whoa, wait a minute. He just passed a bill that's going to help business owners. Instead of paying 35%, I'm only paying 17% this year. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Love that. I really do love that. And people are not paying attention. They're missing the boat. Now, do I think everybody should own a business? No. But on paper, let's do the math here. 1 in 10 Asians own a business, 1 in 34 whites, 1 in 54 Hispanics, and 1 in 8 blacks. Now, why am I saying this? Not because I think everybody should start a business from home. I don't think everybody's capable of that. But I am noticing that a lot of these Asian folks don't own the business either. I talked to a lot of people who created a LLC so they could get tax protection. Tax protection. And there's a lot of people in many communities who are working hard, hustling their butt off, but they are getting ate up via taxes. Ate up via taxes. And they're getting ate up via inflation, taxes, and debt. And they are in no position in this country. They don't realize it, but they're ass out in this country. This is a country of economics. There's a reason why Haitians and Jamaicans and all these people come here and all of a sudden they're owning businesses and owning stores because they know I'm in a country, one, it's more relatively safe than the one I may have came from. And two, there's no limits. There's no limits. If you got the money and the down payment, they can't stop you. 90% of it, they cannot stop you. Now, many of you are like, well, they're stopping people, Erica, because I can't walk where I want to walk or go where I want to walk. That's stupid. Half the responses I'm seeing from a lot of people are like, well, if I want to go over there, they can't stop me. Who wants to sit at a table with racists? Who wants to eat in a restaurant where people treat you like crap? What do you think they're going to do to your food? Why do people want to go in spaces where you're not welcome? Who gives a crap? You have the freedom in America to walk anywhere, go anywhere, but I'm not going to sit here and force my money on someone who doesn't like me. That's craziness. That's absolute insanity. So, but you do have the power in America to homeschool your kids. You do have the power to go all across this country, start businesses wherever you are. You do have the power now with crowdfunding. What I laugh about when I talk about GoFundMe, I keep saying people, it's not for insurance. It's not a burial. It's not a burial plan. GoFundMe is not when you run low on your rent. Crowdfunding on one hand is the devil, and on the other hand, it's a blessing in disguise. I'm in the Todd Capital group. I might be joining Black Seed group. I don't know. I'm going to message him later. But there's a lot of groups and opportunities of investors who all of a sudden were like, holy crap, it just got real. Donald Trump just let you know it got real about where you stand in this country. Influenza kid. I'm in Texas. Well, I'm in North Carolina still right now, finishing up a deal. But when I was in Texas, people really started to pay attention to the fact that the influenza kid was in a small Texas town. His family's wealthy in that town. And he pretty much got off. Why did he get off? Money, economics. That's what's powerful in this country. Now, many people say, well, that's not fair. And you know what? I hate to this day that in kindergarten they teach you, be fair, share. Because you know why? It teaches a bunch of kids false expectations of life. No, life's not fair. It's not fair. And guess what? No one even cares if it's fair. Like, Gary Vee says it all the time. When people are pitching their deal to him and pitching their deal in a lot of these investor groups, they're all like, oh, their diversity story or their story. And at the end of the day, nobody cares. That's great. That's great. That's awesome. Wonderful. But they don't care. And I think people really miss the forest for the trees on this one. And that's why when I'm talking about weed, I'm dropping the marijuana course, is because if you are not invested in this new wave, and it's not just that they're going to make money off drugs. It's just going to be an industry of hemp. There's going to be an industry of all kind of things that just completely soak up the market. And it's already at $6 billion right now. So imagine once they get this law that's going through the House right now, legislation going through the roof. You got Justin Trudeau, the north of us in Canada, who is Mr. Barack Obama on steroids. Barack Obama looks like Macho Man Randy compared to Justin Trudeau in Canada. And there's opportunity there to invest in weed in Canada. Hemp and weed products in Canada. And so a lot of the tribe groups are going to be investing that way. And there's so much opportunity right now. And it's all about your perspective. It's all about your mindset. If you think your opportunities are limited, if you see no opportunity out there, then that's your problem. That's where you're at. That's what's happening. So look, I'm going to scroll through some of these comments. But I already know some of you are like, oh, hey, Donald Trump. Okay, I get that. But did you wake up? Did you pay attention? Did you realize that you're going to need money? You're going to need investments, because there's a lot of people not retiring because they really believed in the Social Security system. They really believed. And if they just pare down their living, that they can live this really old lady or old man frugal life. And that just isn't right. That isn't the truth. You have to have investments. Kristen Thomas, just started watching your videos. Love the info. Thanks. Yardy Logan said, girl, bye. Not all money's good money. I don't have to get money from white people who hate me. I don't have to do that. What's funny about this channel, what I love for you guys, is 90% for a while. It's kind of changed a little bit, but 90% of people buying credit repair, 90% of people doing the consulting. 90% of the people I had, the 3,000 group that spent $3,000, we were working with them to buy real estate. They were white and Hispanic. And you're welcome on this channel. I want you to know you're welcome here. And the other group that I ended up working a lot with were upper income blacks. And so it's a dichotomy here of different people working together. Why? Because not all money is good money, but people spend money with people they trust, they want to work with, and they think are going to give them the right answer. So, morning, Lance Brown, Tristan Davis, yo, Kristen Thomas, do you love Austin? I love Austin. I love the weather. I love the environment. Now, what do I mean by the environment? There's a lot of freelancers there. There's a lot of people who start their own business, and it's not even if I go, hey, I'm an author and I'm a YouTuber. Oh man, great. Check this out. Or show me your channel or whatever. It's excitement. If I say that in North Carolina, parts of Raleigh, parts of Charlotte, it's kind of like, girl, what? You work from home? Like they immediately it has to be in their mind in a way they can understand it. So that's my difference. Frankie Robinson, greeting. Quiet Storm 06 says, no amount of money could ever make me love Trump. I like you, Erica. Thank you, though. You definitely know your stuff. Le Fimle de Dukes. His supporters want to go back to the 1950s. Oh, yeah. I mean, some of them just want to go back to 1980s, where your wife was at home and you had dinner ready. Like, look at the Roseanne show. Why is the Roseanne show coming back? Why is it coming back? Why are all these shows, they're doing these reboot of these shows from the 90s? Because I know black people to this day, if I talk to them, it's like the feel-good 90s, where jobs were plentiful and Bill Clinton was the president and it was wonderful, Erica. And you're like, are you for real? What are you talking about, boo? That's crazy. So, Bo's News, exactly, because it woke a lot of people up. Listen, there are people right now starting restaurants, starting businesses, buying vineyards. My mom, even when Donald Trump got in, she was like, let's go buy that wine vineyard. Because there was a 98-year-old couple. Well, the husband was 98. The wife's probably like 80 something. And they were selling their wine. They were selling their wine vineyard. And my mom's like, let's go buy it. Did you think she would have thought about that while Barack Obama was in office? No, she wouldn't have. Neither would half my family. But when Trump got in there, they was all like, what? What the hell just happened? What just happened? Yeah, trust and agree. I have an aunt who has a 2018 Barack Obama calendar. One of my aunts, they sold it in D.C. somewhere, and she bought it. And I was like, what is happening? Kristen Thomas, I agree. America has awoken. Hero Trump. Yeah, I love some Trump. Now, Randy, I could agree with that. Quiet Storm. Yep. Anthony Bass. Hello. How do I get in the hemp industry? Kristen Thomas, there will be a marijuana course that is dropping most likely tomorrow at the latest Friday. And we're going to do like an hour talk on here on the channel. And, I'm going to try to figure out a special. Maybe I'll do a special entry level price and then make it its full price 24 hours later. So, but definitely keep alert to the channel. 285 property. Yes, I'm from North Carolina. So, Randy, man, Macho Savage, and Ric Flair are like, you make those references here in North Carolina. Everybody gets it. Anthony Bass, money is money at the end of the day. Listen, here's the thing. I'm in an apartment investing group in Dallas. And I got to tell you guys this story. And the room is comprised of immigrants. There's very few white people in there. Just being honest, there's Asians, there's Africans, there's Islanders. They're all in their little sections and Laotians. There was a group of Laotians in there. And all of a sudden there was a deal. And then a group of Africans and a group of like Koreans came together and bought a $5 million apartment complex. And I was just like sitting back going, that's amazing. Because they don't give a crap. It's money. Your money's green. My money's green. Let's work together. Right. And then like there was a older white guy in there and he was sitting next to me and my friend and he was awesome. But he was just a plumber who owned 10 rental properties. He was like, I want to go into apartments now because, I want less stress. I'm in my 50s. I'm tired of climbing in houses and working on pipes. And I looked at him and I thought to myself, that's the America who voted for Trump. Doesn't matter. But I understand his place. I understand where he's at. Like, I've worked really hard my whole life. I bought these rental properties. I put my kids through college, and I realized the only retirement I'm going to have is what I create. And and he was saying something about his back hurting. So I knew that was part of that conversation. Hannah said, Donald Trump is the man. Drain the swamp. You know who's the real woman? The Atlanta mayor. What is her name? Is it like Denise or something like Akeisha, Ashisha? She is not playing. They gonna get out of that cabinet and get on out of there. And now, if people don't realize, local elections and local politics is where a lot of moving and shaking happens. If you're in a town and you don't care about the town's politics, you might as well just be a no one. You might as well be homeless in the woods. And people are like, Erica, that's dramatic. No, I'm really serious. I'm in Fayetteville, and there's a lot of going on between the Fort Bragg military base and a $30 million complex coming, baseball stadium coming. There's just so much politics going on. It's the local level that you have to be concerned with. And you'll meet a lot of people who vote Republican local level and vote Democrat higher level, because you got to know who your judges are. That's where the power is. Who's your judges? Who's your commissioners? Who's the local sheriff you just voted in? Is he running around talking about he's tough on crime? You might be having all kind of crazy speeding tickets the next 4 years. I mean, you got to pay attention to the local level. Nobody in the White House right now can control what goes on in your house. Listen to me again. Nobody in the White House can control what's going on in your house. Now, if Mike Pence get in there, I don't know. He scares me a little bit. But other than that, I mean, yeah, dude. McCants Fitness, love the channel. Thank you. Oh, yes. 285 property. The dislike of Trump has made more people start to do something rather than sitting on the fence. Sure, right. Quiet Stormo says, how much did each group have to put in on buying the apartment complex? So usually when they do deals off to the side, they're not supposed to share with the group because, you know, you're trying to do deals with the majority of the group. But 9 times out of 10, when people do groups like that, I think it was a $5 million apartment complex. So whatever 20% in the closing is, they work that deal out between the two groups. So that's what that was about. Thank you so much, Anthony Bass. Miss Keisha Bottom. She's married, but I'm pretty sure she's married. Keisha, though. Her name is Keisha. We have come in the life cycle that Keisha was something in the 80s and 1990s, Martin show. We have a Keisha Bottom as a mayor. 285, follow the immigrant blueprint. Group economics is best. Well, here's the thing about group economics. You can have the group economics with anybody in your sphere if you want to at this point. It's such an opportunity. When I'm talking about Todd Capital, I'm talking about Black Seed Group, I'm talking about any of these groups you find online, Fundrise, Lending Club, all these groups that you can invest in, and get money returns. Bump the bank, bump stocks sometimes, go where the money is. Private equity is where the money is. And some of these private equity groups that I'm going to share in the marijuana class, some of them won't deal with the mass of people, but some will. And so you have to choose the one that works with you. You have to choose the one where they're like, okay, maybe you're not in credit, but let's talk, you know? You have to really find your place because there's billions of dollars being made in tech and pharmaceuticals and hemp and marijuana. And so it's just like in grow houses and loans, you name it. The world is moving very fast. And what makes me sad is a lot of people will not be in it. They will not be included. And that's crazy. Randy, NC is still a big tobacco state with a lot of government officials and farmers' pockets. I know, get checks for growing organic produce instead of tobacco. Hemp will be the next. Yes, that's why I'm paying. I have family here and we have farms. I'll just say that. I won't go into that. That was another video. But I promise you, North Carolina, right now, a big issue in North Carolina is a lot of the farms, they got bought up by China. Smithfield Farms got bought up by China. So in a few years, Americans eat fatty hog. And this is an oversimplified term. It's not the name of the actual pig. But it's got the big pot belly underneath the bottom. Not a pot belly pig, but just an extra fatty. Chinese and Koreans eat lean hog. Lean hog is a different variation of pig. It's just leaner, a little bit more muscular. I wouldn't trust it because they can get a lot of steroids. And I really believe in the next few years, you're going to see a shift of that being in the farms here in North Carolina because China has bought up all these farms. Camry, how do I partner with you to invest in real estate in NC? I don't have any open opportunities right now. I'm exclusively working with family and partners. But when that opportunity comes, I will open up. I will open it up and let people know. Oh yeah, they're coming for the chicken process. They're doing all that stuff. You'll let out haul. Hello from Detroit. I'll see people in Detroit second week of May. But yeah, I mean, dude, there's so much opportunity. There's a book I wanted to write called Grab the Opportunity. And the book, what I was kind of doing was a Matthew Lesko, where I was going to just share with you all the farms, all the stuff you can do, all the government. Like when people are like, where can I get government money? You can get farm money for like $1 million for 1% interest. But you got to be with the farms. And people are like, no, I want to live in the city and stunt. Okay, well, go live in the city and stunt then. I mean, I don't have time for that. So, but there's a lot of opportunity. And I don't know how, this book is basically going to be, I'm going to be careful. But I mean, if you're in farming, if you're a woman, a man under 35, black, white, whatever, and a minority, there's so much money in farming. There's so much money. There's so much opportunities the government's handing out. And the reason I think you need to pay attention is as Donald Trump comes in here, some things are going to get cut, but there's still a ton of opportunities. There's a ton. I mean, I basically met the vice president of the Farm Bureau over Texas, and he's from South Carolina. He's like, his mission before he retires is to get so many kids, minority kids, black, white, Hispanic, whatever, to get into farming, to get the money that comes from owning hunting lands and all this other stuff. It's wild out here, folks. But look, I just want to do this one really quickly and say that's why I'm for Donald Trump. That's why I am trying to show you guys, you got to wake up, you got to pay attention. The have and have-nots it already started. So you got to decide, where do you want to be? Do you want to be someone in your family begging for help? Do you want to be someone protesting and begging for people to like you and hire you? Or do you want to be doing the hiring? Do you want to be doing the control? Do you want to be doing the investing? Do you want to be the banker? I mean, and look, La Femme. Yeah, I love that. Wondered if they support organic as well. I've always seen how they use all those pesticides. So here's the thing. When it comes to organics, if you're near a farm that's down the street and it's spraying pesticides with an airplane, it's very hard to call your place organic. I'm just going to say that. But what you'll see is if you're in Texas, anybody here from Texas, if you go to H-E-B, the store is called H-E-B, and you're going to see this with Publix, you're going to see it with other ones too. They're starting to do this massive recruit of local farmers or local organic farmers. Why? Because the big giant commercial farms in California, Oregon, Florida, the Hispanic people are running and scared. And so the fruit is just dropping on the ground. Food and crops are rotting. Same thing's happening in Alabama. And you don't hear that on the news. So your food and prices are going to be straight through the roof next year. People don't realize this, but they're going to be through the roof next year. But how is H-E-B and big grocery stores trying to stop that? By going to local farmers, seeing local people. Do you see the big push for veganism and being a vegan? Yeah, there's a big push for that. Why do you think there's a big push for that? That's what you're going to be able to source locally is more vegetarian foods. There's a farm in California. I buy my meat from them because I know that they're under super pressure from California government to do all this stuff to their meat. And they're like, we will not do it. Cash Maddox says, goat meat's where's that? Goat meat is a $1 billion industry. Ever since we had more Haitians, more Africans, more Nigerians, all these people, goat meat is already a $1 billion industry. And I can drive you by Texas, right off the highway in Florence. This guy has this giant land and it's muddy and gross, but it's full of sheep and full of goats. So, but we'll do a whole nother channel, another video about that. Sharon Leon, hey Erica, loving your channel and the free info you give us. Listen, hey you guys, I thank you for being here. Definitely hit a like button on this. I'd really appreciate that. And if you didn't, get the Smartphone Millionaire book. And if you're looking for the marijuana course, look for it the rest of this week. California needs farm hands and they're willing to pay well. Okay. Wants to be investor, banking, hiring agent, NYU grocery stores. Okay. Organic goat meat. Anthony Bass always dropping knowledge. Yeah, there's so much we could go into. I'm going to go get lunch, so I don't have time to go into that deeply. No, I'm not speaking in Detroit. I will be doing some filming with Aisha Denton. So you'll see us. But look, got to get back to work. Got to finish some stuff. I will definitely finish up that marijuana course probably tonight. Gloria Mitchell, thanks, Erica. You're always a great resource. Take it action. Thank you. Cashmatic, I'm going to PA to have some orders this weekend. All right, Cashmatic. Get that goat meat. All right, you guys. This is Erica, Classic Climb Blog. Have a wonderful day.